Okay, Abdullateef, welcome to the program. Let's get started. What is really driving this upswing in the market? Last week, global markets sold off. We saw the broad index returning about 3.3% at the end of Friday's trade. Please explain to me the feel-good sensation we all had Christmas time and all of that. Is it still in the marketplace? I hope you can hear me.
Yeah, so about the Nigerian equities markets, the markets opened the year on a quite bullish note. Last week, it closed up more than 3%, and the 2 subsequent weeks before that, the markets also closed up, taking the month to date and the year to date above 7%. That's quite that's a whole lot. That's 7% in the first 3 weeks of the year already. And this is not coming so much as a surprise, because it was, by many, it was expected. There's a thing called the January effect, actually, that the stock exchange, the Nigerian stock exchange market is usually, or the stock exchange markets are usually, there's usually that bullish sentiment in the market in the first month of, take 2021, for example. The market closed up in the first month of the year by more than 5% also. Even if you look at the trend, like a 10-year trend of the market, you find that more than half of the 10 years, the market has closed up during the first month of the year. So there's that January effect. There's usually the optimism coming into the new year. There's portfolio rebalancing. There's investors trying to take advantage of like, there's investors trying to position in the market to take advantage of counters that they believe will have good capital appreciation during the year. So what could have made this particular year come as a surprise was the point the all-share index was already coming into the year. Coming into the year, the all-share index in the last quarter of 2021 already gained significantly. Ended that year at about 6.01% year to date. So the all-share index was already around 43,000 plus. So that there was that thinking that, possibly there will be a market correction coming into the new year. But then the January effect still played out, and that's what they're saying. There's just a lot of that optimism. And then at the beginning of the year, we also saw like new listing on the exchange of WAPU that contributed to the gains we saw at some point in the year. The ticker listed at about 14 naira, and for the first 3 weeks in the year now, it has done significant. You can see, like, it has closed up every week for the first 3 weeks of the year, adding about 60% thereabouts. We have also seen gains on some bellwether stocks, some heavyweights that have based on their market capitalization, they have the impact on the market that they can call the direction of the market. We have seen Dancem close up add about 6% in the beginning of the year. We have seen Ethel Africa gain also. So all this put together is what has led to this 7% gain that we are seeing in the market presently.
Okay. Abdullateef, you mentioned something about correction. When are you guys expecting a kind of correction in the marketplace? Because just like you said, at least in the last few years, we've seen the January effect. So the feel-good sensation, which I talked earlier on, perhaps the Christmas feel-good feeling, still dovetailed into the January month, or this month. When do you expect to see a market correction? That's the A part of the question. The B part of the question is, the MPC begins the meeting today. I guess that the meeting should be underway now. What is the market expecting from that?
So firstly, the question on market correction. The market correction would usually occur when the market is overbought or overvalued. So when the market has gained significantly, has done a significant amount of, has had a significant amount of gains, and possibly is overbought at that point, then we can see the market retrace. We can see a market correction. So what we ask ourselves is, is the market really overbought at this point? Has it really gotten to that point where we are likely to see a market correction? Now, if you look at the Nigerian equities market relative to its peers, some of its peers, looking at the price to earnings, the PE of the Nigerian equities market presently, compared to the emerging markets PE, the valuation still suggests that the Nigerian equities market isn't overbought yet. So there's still room for attractive room for gains on many tickers in the market if you look across board. And then on the other hand, you also see that in like towards the end of last year to the beginning of this year, a lot of tickers have gained appreciably. So we might see that profit taking on those tickers that have gained appreciably anytime from starting from the first quarter of the year. But still, that doesn't mean that there's no room for further bargain hunting on a lot of stocks in the market.
Okay.
So secondly, on the Monetary Policy Committee meeting, the outcome of the meeting will likely impact on the market. That is, if we see possibly any significant change in policy stance by the Monetary Policy Committee, or there's any announcement by the committee that investors think will impact investors' decision making. So I think for us, we don't really see the committee making that decision to change its policy stance now, because what we are still seeing is the committee favoring its pro-growth stance rather. There's still like room for, yes, we are, I don't think we are there yet. That's the word yet. We are not there yet. So there's still room to further capitalize on the growth we have been seeing in the economy. And we believe that the committee will stand by this to further like favor its pro-growth stance. So in the absence of any shocker from the committee or any unexpected announcement from the committee, the markets might not really respond as much to that. But then if we are now seeing the committee coming out to say, oh, they are tightening the MPR, the rates, they are increasing rates rather, or they come up with an announcement that investors believe should be priced into their decision of investing in the market, then we'll definitely see that happen. We might see some possibly profit-taking activities in the market based on that.
Okay. Thank you very much, Abdullateef. I think we will leave it at that for now. I liked what you said, in the absence of any shocker, because a shocker can happen, you know, just like it happened sometime in 2021 when people did not expect, and the MPC dropped interest rate from 12.5% to 11.5%. But let's see. Let's talk sometime soon. Thank you for joining us and have a lovely week. All right, I've been speaking with Abdullateef.
Thank you very much for having me, Nancy.
I've been speaking with Abdullateef Grillo, who is an investment